Robbie Williams is one of the most iconic music stars of our time. With over 85 million records sold, he's known for his charm, charisma, and incredible talent. But behind the fame is a story of struggles, scandals, and redemption. Let's dive into the life of Robbie Williams, from his humble beginnings to his wildest moments, and the journey that brought him back. Robbie Peter Williams was born on February 13, 1974, in Stoke-on-Trent, England. Life wasn't easy for his family. Stoke-on-Trent was a working-class town, and the community was tight-knit but struggled with unemployment and poverty. His parents ran a pub, a lively place where young Robbie first learned to entertain others. His parents' relationship fell apart when Robbie was just 3 years old, and his father, Peter, left the family. This left his mother, Janet, to raise Robbie and his older sister, Sally, on her own. Robbie later said that this early abandonment shaped much of his personality, driving his need for attention and approval. At school, Robbie wasn't a model student. He was often in trouble, not because he wasn't smart, but because he was restless. Teachers described him as the class clown, always making jokes and seeking the spotlight. But this energy found a focus when Robbie discovered his love for performing. He starred in school plays and joined a local theater group where his natural charisma shone. In 1990, Robbie's life changed forever. His mother saw an ad in the local paper. A boy band was holding auditions. At just 16 years old, Robbie auditioned and landed a spot in Take That. The group quickly became one of the biggest pop sensations of the 90s, dominating the charts with hits like Pray, Never Forget, and Back for Good. Fans loved the band's clean-cut image, harmonized vocals, and catchy songs. But behind the scenes, Robbie didn't fit the mold. While his bandmates followed the rules, Robbie was rebellious. He wanted to experiment, to party, and to express himself in ways that didn't align with the group's polished image. He clashed with their strict manager, Nigel Martin Smith, who saw Robbie's behavior as a threat to the group's success. As the pressure grew, so did Robbie's unhappiness. He turned to alcohol and drugs to cope, and by 1995, tensions reached a breaking point. At 21 years old, Robbie left Take That, shocking fans around the world. The band continued without him, but many wondered if Robbie had made the biggest mistake of his life. After leaving Take That, Robbie entered a dark period. He partied hard, gained weight, and was often photographed looking worse for wear. The British tabloids labeled him as a washed-up boy band star, and many thought his career was over before it had even begun. But Robbie wasn't ready to give up. In 1996, he signed a solo deal with Chrysalis Records and released his first single, a cover of George Michael's Freedom. While it charted well, it didn't establish him as a serious artist. Critics doubted he could step out of Take That shadow. Then, in 1997, everything changed. Robbie released his debut solo album, Life Through a Lens. At first, sales were slow, but then came Angels. The ballad became a massive hit, climbing the charts and capturing the hearts of millions. Robbie later said, "Angels saved my career." With that single, he proved he wasn't just a former boy band member. He was a true artist. With the success of Angels, Robbie launched into superstardom. Albums like I've Been Expecting You and Sing When You're Winning solidified his place as one of the biggest solo artists in the world. His stage presence was electric, and his personality was larger than life. Songs like Let Me Entertain You, Millennium, and Rock DJ became anthems of the late 90s and early 2000s, but fame came at a cost. Robbie was constantly in the public eye, and his personal life was under intense scrutiny. He admitted to battling depression and anxiety, saying, "I'd wake up every morning and think, I hate myself." His addiction to alcohol and drugs spiraled out of control, leading him to check into rehab multiple times. At one point, Robbie revealed he was taking a dangerous combination of drugs daily, including cocaine, ecstasy, and prescription pills. He said, "I used to think success would make me happy, but it just made me lonelier." Robbie's wild lifestyle made headlines. His relationships with high-profile celebrities, including Jerry Halliwell and Nicole Appleton, were tabloid fodder. He was known for saying outrageous things in interviews, often making fun of himself and the industry. But in 2006, Robbie hit rock bottom. His album Rude Box was a commercial disappointment, and critics slammed it as unfocused. Around the same time, he entered rehab again, this time to deal with his addiction to prescription drugs. He later said, "I was so close to losing everything." In the late 2000s, Robbie began to turn his life around. He moved to Los Angeles, away from the UK tabloids, and focused on his health. In 2009, he reunited with Take That for a one-off album and tour. Fans were thrilled to see him back with the group that had launched his career. Around this time, Robbie met Ada Field, an American actress who became a steadying force in his life. The couple married in 2010 and have since welcomed 4 children. Robbie often says that Ada and his family saved him, giving him a sense of purpose and grounding he'd never felt before. Today, Robbie Williams is a global icon. He holds the record for the most Brit Awards won by an artist, and his tours consistently sell out stadiums worldwide. But beyond the music, Robbie is admired for his honesty. He's spoken openly about his struggles with addiction, mental health, and the pressures of fame, helping to break down stigmas around these issues. Robbie's story is one of resilience. Despite the ups and downs, he's always found a way to bounce back, reinvent himself, and keep entertaining millions. Robbie Williams' life has been a roller coaster, full of incredible highs and challenging lows. But through it all, he's remained authentic, funny, and above all, a survivor. He's not just an entertainer. He's an inspiration.